Okay, so I've been getting a lot of questions about my updated settings, so I figured I would do an updated settings video today. I'm gonna try my best to go through everything as quickly as possible. I don't want to make this like a 20-minute video, so starting off with my general settings, I am on controller, my field of view is on 100, and my ADS FOV is on affected. Brightness is on 54 because this game is sometimes really dark for no reason. And everything else is left on default except for the minimap shape. I have this on square because you can see just a little bit more, but other than that, everything else is on default and it doesn't really matter too much. So for my graphic settings, this really depends on your system and what monitor you have. I'm gonna just quickly go through it. It really is all personal preference. You can copy it if you want, but basically I have everything as low as possible without making the game look too crappy. A lot of people will turn off anti-aliasing, but then the game actually looks pretty bad, so I have that on the third option. You do lose a couple frames, but the game does look a lot better, but again, it's all up to you. So here are my audio settings. I play on boost high. I turned a lot of my volume down just because this game is insanely loud for no reason. But yeah, those are my audio settings. This is all left on default. This also depends on your headset too. My current headset is the Turtle Beach Recon 50P. So moving on to my controller settings, this is probably what you guys are all interested in. My button layout is stick and move, so I jump with my right stick. This doesn't really matter. Dead zone is at 0.06. I originally had this on 0.05, but then I realized that I was getting a little bit of stick drift, so I just bumped it up by a little bit and it went away. So it really depends on your controller. If you're experiencing stick drift, just bump this number up by a little bit until it goes away. Stick sensitivity, I'm currently on 1414, and my ADS sensitivity on low zoom is on 0.9. High zoom, I left it on default on 1.0. Aim response curve is on dynamic, and yes, I play with controller vibration. I've been playing with vibration for years, so I just don't see a point in turning it off. And honestly, if I have it off, I can't control the recoil. Like, I need to feel like some sort of feedback. Aim assist is on standard, and okay, so this option right here, if you're playing on affected FOV, turn this on. If you're not, it doesn't really matter. You can have it on or off. I'm going to put a link in the description to JGod's video where he explains this setting in detail, so you guys can go check that out. But for me, I have it enabled. All this is default except for my use and reload behavior. I have this on contextual tap. For my movements, I have my slide behavior on tap, and everything else is just left on default. So yeah, those are my controller settings. Okay, so now I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about the current controller that I'm using. So as you guys know, I play on stick and move, so I jump with my right stick, and in order for me to crouch or prone, I press circle. Now in multiplayer, I thought this was fine. I don't need to crouch shot or drop shot that often in multiplayer. I like jump shotting anyways most of the time. However, when Warzone came out, then I kind of realized, I'm like, oh shit, I need to crouch shot a lot in this game. Like, crouching is very important in a battle royale when you need to crouch for cover or just crouch shotting in general. So I decided to try out an elite controller. So I was looking at Scuff Gaming and Battle Beaver Customs. Those were the two companies that I was looking at. They're both very similar. They have back buttons and the digital triggers or the trigger stops. I'd say the main difference is that Scuff Gaming uses paddles, whereas Battle Beaver Customs just has these small buttons on the back. And also Scuff Gaming makes all of their controllers from scratch, whereas Battle Beaver Customs will actually take the stock DualShock controller and then they'll just make changes to that and add buttons to it. So originally I was gonna get a Scuff because that's, you know, what everybody uses. However, I needed a controller like right away because my current controller was busted. So I didn't really want to wait for a build time, especially with COVID-19, the build times were really long. And same with Battle Beaver Customs. Battle Beaver Customs actually has an insanely long wait time because there's so much customization that you can do to the controller. However, Battle Beaver Customs has these pro pick pre-built controllers where there's limited customization, but you can pretty much get a controller right away. There's no build time. All they need to do is process the order and then they ship it out to you. You get two back buttons and you get the digital triggers. So for me, all I really want is one back button for crouching. So I use my left button for crouching, and right now my right button is X, so it is melee because again, I play stick and move. To be honest, I would have preferred to not even have the button on the right side because I will hit it on accident sometimes, but it is now nice to be able to crouch shot and drop shot when I need to. Now, for the digital triggers or trigger stops, I don't like it too much. Yes, it's cool that you don't have to press it down all the way. If you're someone who doesn't have a good trigger finger, then maybe this will work really well for you. But for me, I kind of miss being able to pull the trigger all the way down. And I'm not gonna lie, my trigger finger when it comes to like semi-automatic weapons, I feel like it was better with a regular controller. So yeah, the triggers are cool, but I feel like I don't really need them. And personally, I would rather have just the regular default triggers. But the back button is cool. I can crouch and drop shot now. Again, I'm not sponsored by any company. I might try out a Scuff in the future just to see what I like better. But for now, I'm just gonna use the Battle Beaver Customs controller. Now, overall, do you need an Elite controller? No, but does it help? Yes, it really does, just to be able to, you know, have buttons on the back. That's really all that matters. I originally was just gonna get the PS4 back button attachment, but that's sold out everywhere in Canada, so I couldn't even get that. But yeah, that's about it for my settings and my controller. If you're gonna leave a stupid comment saying that I rely on an Elite controller, I've been playing with a regular controller for the past 13 years, so shut up. Oh yeah, also I forgot to mention that I've only been using this controller for about 2 to 3 weeks, so I don't know how long it's actually gonna last. But in my opinion, I don't think controllers really ever last. Like if you play pretty aggressively and if you play a lot, you're gonna wear out your sticks. Like I know for sure that I'm gonna need a new controller in a couple months, like guaranteed. Just because A, tactical sprint is stupid because it destroys your left stick, and I play stick and move, so I'm gonna definitely destroy my right stick over time. Also, one more thing to mention, a lot of pro players actually, even though I think a lot of teams and esports events are sponsored by Scuff Gaming, a lot of pros are using the Battle Beaver Customs. So I guess that's a cool fact, you know. They're definitely a much smaller company than Scuff, but as of now, the controller feels good. Again, don't know how long it's gonna last, but anyways, that's gonna be it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.
We got stunned. I'm just C4'd him.
Shake it off. Focus on the next round.
I was actually about to have like the best callouts for you ever. My camera was glitched to like above the map so I could see everything going on, but you were done for. Push A.
Target's ID. The bomb and
Got a
move in.
bomb. Honestly, for the best this time around, I think. Oh my god, he's actually beating to death. There's one with the riot shield outside A and two. Oh my god.
We've got a UAV on station, ready for flyover.
Last one's outside A
Cruise
on the
missile,
right
go
side
for
of riot shield, probably a shotgun secondary. You might be able to thermite him though. Yep, he's right there, you see him. Good shit, man.
Set the tempo. Keep it up in the next round.